Right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Christian Avalos. As Patrick mentioned, I am your partner success manager here with Discovery Education. I've been with Discovery at a little over 3.5 years now. I've had the pleasure of supporting Anne Arundel County Public Schools for 2 of those years now. I'm actually local. I'm not too far away. I live in Glen Burnie, so I'm able to pop into the offices whenever it's available to me to stop by. But you have a group of folks with Patrick and Carrie and Stephanie that I work with on a regular basis. If you ever have any questions, any issues, or you just want to get some time to chat, my email address is in the presentation. Let me go ahead and share my screen just so that you have my contact information as well. But yeah, I'm always available. My schedule is typically up to date for at least a month out. So you're able to schedule times with me with my bookings calendar and my email. So if you ever need time to just chat, I can. So I'm always happy to help, especially locally. And if you don't already, I want to make sure that everyone can access Discovery Education today. If for some reason you're having difficulties with your login, I did create just a demo account for everybody to be able to log in. It's just a generic username, teacher@annearundel.com. Password is discovery1 with a capital D and a number 1. And then, of course, your class link.discoveryeducation.com sign-in URL. And today we're going to be talking about Discovery Education experience. So, it's hopefully everybody here is very familiar with Discovery Education. If you're not, I'm happy to let you know that Discovery Education Experience is our award-winning K-12 platform that really just provides the right content that teachers need to engage every student. The experience really helps inspire teaching and learning by providing educators with the tools and the information necessary to increase student learning and engagement, but also while deepening their learning. And it all fits into the systems that your teachers use every day. So it really ensures that teachers and students can access that timely and relevant content and useful teaching tools that all live in one place. Today, we're going to be focusing on literacy. How can I use Discovery Education to support teaching and learning this is my slideshow for later today. My apologies. Let me go ahead and back this out. I did upload the document to the Google Drive that Patrick mentioned. Let me just go ahead and pull the right one. It wouldn't be a online coaching experience without any screen sharing issues, of course. All right, here we go. And this is a studio board that we'll be exploring a little later, but today the idea is I can locate multimodal content and instructional strategies that support my teaching and learning in the classrooms. We want to focus on literacy, of course. That multimodal content is a really powerful way to engage students and help them kind of explore the world around them. And the Discovery Education experience really gives students the opportunity to build on those comprehension skills with that really high quality, vetted, standards aligned content that, of course, spans all grade levels and subjects. We have a lot of time-saving tools like our quiz library and our ready-to-use activities that are really great resources for teaching and collaborating. But there's a lot of content to help support teachers, like our professional learning support and our global network of educators, like our DEN network, to help collaborate with other teachers. And that content, we really want to make sure that we can support it to pair to help support our literacy in the classrooms. And Discovery Education Experience really gives students the opportunity to kind of build on those comprehension skills. So I wanted to make sure that we highlight that. Now, this studio board, if you're not familiar with Studio, it is a product within Discovery Education Experience that you can essentially build anything out of. And I'll be sharing this with you afterwards. This isn't something that I couldn't upload, of course, to the Google Drive because it is a document that is shared. It is a document that is shared with Discovery Education Experience, so I wanted to make sure that you had that. I am. Patrick, are you able to monitor the chat for me?
Yeah, I am, Chris. And are you sharing your screen or a tab?
I'm sharing my screen. It should be the entire window. Is it only showing the presentation?
So I would recommend that share the tab that it's in, and it might show up better.
Okay.
Or either that or the window if it's a PowerPoint.
I'm in a tab now. You have to excuse me. We're a Zoom company, but I will. If I share my entire screen, will that work better?
Actually, the tab or the window shares better.
Okay. Because we're going to be popping in and out of this this window, but it's not. Okay, here we go. Are you able to see the studio board now?
Yes. That looks fantastic.
Okay, just to double check to make sure, I'm going to open up parts of this to see if you're able to see. Perfect. Okay, so you're able to open new tabs and explore. Perfect. Okay, yep. I wanted to make sure that shares. So let's go ahead and head back home. So in this studio board, we're going to explore how so many of the Discovery Education Experience resources support students with developing literacy skills. And like I mentioned, this board was made in the Discovery Education Experience, so you'll be able to pull from these literacy supports as we move along throughout the school year. And of course, this will be shared. You can save this. You can make a copy of it, make it your own. It's all available to you to really do as you like. But that's one of the first things I wanted to share with you. And we're going to dive in. So we're going to see how we can help support students with our developing literacy skills. Phonemic awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate sounds. It's spoken words. It's the understanding that spoken words and syllables are made up of sequences and speech sounds. So we've got a lot of phonemic awareness activities involving manipulating those sounds at the phenome level. Blending and segmenting sounds, adding or deleting sounds, even substituting sounds. So with the Discovery Education Experience, we're able to kind of gamify these activities with really fun interactive skill games where students can, identify rhymes and split and delete syllables. And this rhyming snap exploration, students get to interact with an activity that helps them practice their phonemic awareness as a game. So just to kind of give you an idea of how this goes, you can of course adjust the time that a student has to make the connection. So here we have a goat and a goat. So you get a nice celebration applause. We've got a kangaroo and the rhyming sound shoe. It's a really neat way to kind of gamify the learning experience. So once a student sees the card that identifies with a rhyme, with its pair, it gives them a chance to test their understanding. And again, you can adjust the speed on the cards flipping, so it'll be adjusted to allow a student a little bit more time, which is a really cool just way to kind of keep the students engaged in the classroom. And this is something that you can assign out as an activity. You can share it, add it to your quick list, or save it to your content. If there's something that you wanted to adjust or edit in it, you have the ability to do so. And of course, we have tons of songs. So these are just different resources that you have access to. So this is a rhyming song that you can play in the classroom to help along with our littles. And we do have a sound sequence slideshow. It's an activity that you can assign to students as an assignment to help students work on their segmenting and their blending of sounds. But it also lets teachers guide the discussion. There are teacher notes in this studio board as well. So you see what standard it aligns with. So there's a lot of really great content here that teachers can essentially just save a little bit more time in their content. So of course, all the teachers' notes are here. This won't show up for a student in student view. So this is specifically for teachers that we're looking at right now. And if you have any questions, feel free to come off of mute, into the chat. Patrick's monitoring the chat. I want to make sure that I can answer any questions you might have as they come up.
So I'm on the Discovery.
So Lucy was asking how she can find all of this on Discovery EDU.
Yeah, so I'm on Discovery Ed right now, and I'm just like in like the literacy tab. Like, is there like a place I can navigate? Because this is great. Is there like a specific place I should go? Like, I'm in my teacher platform right now just to like find this, like these things.
So these are just going to be an exploration. So if you do a blanket search for literacy, there's going to
Okay.
be thousands of resources that you'll
Like
be
if
able
I did like
to find.
phonics, val teams, any of
Exactly.
that. Okay.
Just blanket search. I'll do that a little bit later just so you can get an idea of how that
Okay.
works, because there's so much content to pull from. It's a little hard if you're looking for one specific thing unless you're looking for the exact title.
Okay.
So that's why I want to make sure I'm going to share this board with you. This is a board that was created internally, so I have to share it publicly. But
That makes sense.
you're going to have access to all of this.
Perfect.
Great question, though. And as we move along, we're going to step over to the phonics, as you mentioned. So phonics, of course, teaches the relationship between the letters of written language and the sounds of the spoken language, and to read, children need to understand the alphabetic principle, the idea that, letters represent the sounds of spoken language. And decoding, of course, is when we use the letter to sound relationships. And that's represented in a number of these activities and skill builders that we have here. So it's really predictable, as far as relationships between sounds and letters that we allow, students to kind of build off of. Like they're taught, for example, the letter F is for Fox. So this is a full video activity that kind of really aligns along those lines rather. And this is the first one that can be saved, shared, and assigned. This is pulling from our Sesame Learning channel. So we've got a bunch of channels that I'm going to highlight a bit later, but the concept really is introducing that instructional video to help students along the way. And when students really understand the sound letter kind of correspondence, they can sound out and read or decode new words. So, these skill builders and explorations, they're there to kind of let students practice and develop those phonics skills. So this spelling bees skill builder is another gamified activity in our academics channel. As you build out, this is something that you can do in the classroom with the entire class participating. Students get to, of course, enter whatever name they would like to play with, choose their little character. And as they begin, you're able to, so you get to make as many words as you like using the entire alphabet that they see, any 5-letter words or 3-letter words. So it's a really neat way to kind of keep the students engaged in the classroom. And a number of other different resources, video segments, and explorations that you can pull from to kind of build on those phonics kind of foundations. And of course, our fluency. So it's the best strategy for developing and reading fluency is just to give students the opportunity to read and read the same passage again, reread several times, providing students with, the opportunity to reread, a range of stories or informational texts on their own or with a partner is a really great way to do so. Including opportunities for students to kind of hear a range of text read fluently and with expression is a really great way to develop that fluency. Our books channel is a really great way to incorporate that. There are work activities for each storybook. And our books are literally, storybooks brought to life with animation and voice narration. This is an example of one of our books, The Boy Who. There we go. We have, of course, the closed caption here built in for each activity. Really give students the opportunity to kind of hear that fluency, the stories that they're interested in. And each video in books will have a PDF activity for students to actually complete. And this is our PDF viewer. So there's a number of different supports that I'm going to highlight a little later, but I just wanted to give you an idea of the different activities for each book. So it's not just essentially a video for students to watch and read along with. There are, different skill building activities that they can work on after the fact. So I wanted to share that with you. And how many of you are familiar with our SOS instructional strategies? Show of hands. Awesome. Our SOS instructional activities are really popular, especially in the classrooms at AACPS. I've actually seen them in person being completed. So I love to see that. Love to hear it as well. Our instructional strategy quick writes is a really great, simple way to just build the habit of reflection into students' learning. It just gives students a minute to write down, a list of as many ideas as possible as they can remember from an instructional video or any content that they just, took in, and then compare it with a partner. And then the two students can write a summary of both of their content on their list. So they're collaborating, they're working on their fluency, they're working on all of the above, really. And this is a really popular instructional strategy, the quick writes, because it's really quick and easy. All you need is a piece of paper for every student to do so. So I do want to highlight that. Now, there are tons of vocabulary development resources within the Discovery Education experience. Students are really able to build on their vocabulary with a number of channels and video series that are really just designed to support students identify what words mean and how to say them correctly, from simple crossword puzzles like the Skill Builder crossword puzzle to reading passages and different interactives. So this is, of course, just really simple to work with, and of course you can save and share to your content, and you can adjust and edit that as well. Now, this channel, the Word Girl channel, is a really popular series that we have at Discovery Education. It follows the adventures of Word Girl. She fights evil villains and she learns new vocabulary words every episode. So really popular channel. So the whole idea is, of course, that instructional hook, something that students are going to want to watch, want to see, as something that's, been carried across, for decades now. So we want to make sure that we can kind of bring, what students today will be a little bit more interested in. But the really neat feature about Word Girl is that we actually also offer a Spanish version of the Word Girl channel. So that will help our English language learners build their vocabulary as well. And keep in mind, all of our video content has the ability to activate closed captioning, so students can read along in both English and Spanish. So, for example, just this Word Girl video, we're able to add the captions to. But if I just do a quick blanket search for Word Girl, we're going to see the Spanish version for Word Girl. So the same exact resources, the same exact videos, but in native Spanish. And then, of course, that can be closed captioned into English to kind of help those ELL students to work on their So really neat way to, to kind of incorporate those or to include those students in the conversation in the standard classroom. Now, reading comprehension, some of the best ways to improve your reading comprehension is really just identify areas of interest for your students. So, you're really able to find tons of content in the Discovery Education experience to, supplement their class reading. So you can use cross-curricular interactive lessons like science or social studies to support that with, building their background knowledge with those competencies. But audiobooks are a really great way for students to build on those listening skills. There are entire channels, of audiobooks that we have within the Experience platform for every grade band, so it can help support their reading and comprehension outside of the classroom. So, of course, classic stories like fables, different channels based on subject matters. Of course, we have the Goosebumps channel. Who doesn't love Goosebumps? Fantastic show on Disney Plus if you haven't seen it already yet, but super, super, super cool. But yeah, there's tons of audiobooks that you can pull from no matter what grade band you're looking at. So definitely wanted to highlight those as well. Any questions, anything that you've seen so far that kind of stands out as far as any resources you didn't know you had access to at all?
Yeah, the channels are really a great tool. I like that there's so much variety, and then you have the audiobooks. My only question would be, I understand there's a lot of the Spanish for translation. Is there in the near future any thoughts on doing other languages? Because we have so many diverse students within the classroom, not just Spanish.
Absolutely. That's a great question. And we do. There are a number of other languages that generally the more popular, more frequently spoken languages. We do have dedicated channels. I can give you a look at those also. You can actually just do a blanket search and see those as well, just to give you a quick idea. Let me go ahead and show you. If you just click on the magnifying glass in your search bar, you're going to be able to see essentially everything. And then if we pull languages, I want to look at channels. I'm going to highlight in how many different languages that we have. So these will be channels that actually have native translations or specific videos just geared towards Arabic, Chinese. There are French channels as well. So if I just wanted to look at, for example, our ELL channel, that's going to highlight a lot of those resources you're looking for in the English Language Learning Center. So let's go ahead and pull those. So this is going to show the different channels with native language support: Arabic, Mandarin, Chinese. There are French channels, different resources that are already translated in the platform. Great question.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now, I did want to highlight some of our ready-to-use activities and lessons because it's really one of the more common reasons teachers love Discovery Education Experience, because it really just saves them time. One less thing to have to plan really goes a long way in the instructional day. So our ready-to-use slideshows do exactly that. Over the summer, we did the course kind of focused in low prep and no prep. So this really kind of highlights that. And our sentence fix-its really popular because it's an easy way to help students build on all of the literacy components that we walked through earlier. And we actually have a calendar built into the Discovery Education Experience. So every single day, there's a different fix-it that a teacher can pull from, just to kind of build on their hard work that students have built on in terms of building their literacy, building on their literacy. So this is specific fix-it. So you're essentially just looking at a sentence and then trying to figure out what part of the sentence is incorrect. So there's one of these for every single day, and these are going to be available for grades K through 3. Now we have little micro learnings kind of embedded within Discovery Education Experience for teachers, really just to kind of better familiarize themselves and strengthen their skills and practices of supporting and developing literacy in the classroom. Our Professional Learning Now channel, you're not just looking at this to get a better idea of what is available in Discovery Education, but it really provides teachers with the ideas and the resources to level up their instruction. You can actually meet students' needs by subject matter, and of course by instructional strategy. There's a lot of really great content here, specifically for teachers to better familiarize yourself and to discover different instructional strategies like our SOS strategies as well. And each micro learning is about 3 to 5 minutes long, so it's personalized, guided learning. So it fits into a busy schedule. So it's something that a teacher can do, when they have just a few minutes. And our Marzano Academies channel, that's something that is going to be grounded in Dr. Marzano's research-based instructional framework. It really supports that competency-based teaching and learning in the classrooms. And these are also targeted micro learnings that are going to challenge teachers to really kind of transfer their new learning into their daily practices. So, excuse me, it really highlights Dr. Marzano's research-based instructional strategies that are actually really seamlessly built into Discovery Education resources. So a lot of great ways to kind of pair and kind of just deepen their learning. And tons of literacy supports. We feature a number of articles to highlight our literacy supporting features and resources within the Discovery Education experiences. So, text resources within our PDF viewer, just to kind of give you an idea. Let me pull one. Gives you kind of step-by-step guides on how to actually work in our platform and how you can build on those text features. Let me go ahead and pull one of these PDFs here so I can kind of give you a live look at those. This was in Fluency. So a couple of the features that I did want to highlight, of course, one of our most popular is our read aloud feature. So this is actually something that will that gives you text to speech functionality. And you have a number of other options that you can kind of pair with, like our reading ruler. It's something that, of course, is done in the classroom that you're able to pull for any of our PDF activities as well. Same goes for our page mask as well, to kind of highlight different paragraphs for our students that may have difficulties focusing. So this is a really great tool embedded in our PDF viewer. And then, of course, you can structure the different pages as well. Right. Now, our literacy channels. So these are, kind of what I mentioned a little bit earlier. Tons of different channels that you can pull other information from. You can save these to your resources. Our reading channel is really going to be a great jumping off point to kind of learn about, the other channels based in reading comprehension and word and vocabulary development. So you're able to pull video segments and lessons.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Got a couple of questions popping up. One, are there any assessment pre and post tests?
Pre and post test?
Yes.
Yes. So we've got an entire quiz library that you can pull from, video quizzes and standard quizzes. I can give you a look at. So if you click on the little menu, little hamburger here on the side, one of the tools that you have access to is quiz. And you can pull up the quiz library based on subject matter, grade level. There are video quizzes and standard quizzes that you can pull from. And these you can save to your content and, of course, assign to your classrooms. Awesome. Great question.
And then there's one more, is that Jessica asked can we create boards for our students to use with review for multiple activities and resources?
Absolutely. Great question. Also, that's literally what we've done here. So this is a board with links to dozens of resources. So just to kind of give you an idea, this page in the board, I'm going to go ahead and edit it really quickly. If you wanted to just link different channels, different resources to something that's already built in, if you like the format of a studio board that you've already found, but you want to add your own content, it's literally as easy as this. Let's say the books channel. I want to replace the books channel with a different channel. You're literally just going to click the replace button. You can do a blanket search in Experience. You can pull from content that you saved or added to your quick list, or any content that you have on your personal device that you just wanted to upload a picture or a video. You can do that. But let's say I'm just going to search for different content. I want to add the Halloween channel instead. Just going to give you an option to add. And it's as simple as that. Editing a studio board, if you find one that you just like the look of it and you want to add your own content to it, that's how easy it is to do so. But really great question, because we really want to make sure that you're getting the most out of all of your resources, not just, the ready to use activity. Studio is a really robust tool that we have at our disposal that doesn't get as much love because of all of the other great content that we have. But this is really a great feature that we have within the Experience platform that I wanted to highlight for you. And then, of course, to just be able to navigate it again, just share. Once you share, then it's all the links are live, and you're able to go through the entire studio board as you normally would. Awesome. Now, I just wanted to kind of go through some of these channels really quickly. Our Sesame Learning channel, it's of course one of our most popular ones. They really just kind of come into the classroom with a, really, deep love of learning. They're, incredibly, curious. They really flourish when we kind of take that whole child approach. And that's exactly what Sesame Learning does. The Sesame Learning channel is really designed to enhance your instruction and interactions with children. And the resources are designed to reinforce those skills and concepts you're targeting and providing for individualized instruction. Or you can just use it to fill a gap in your curriculum for K-2. So definitely one that you want to save and share. Books is one of the channels that I highlighted earlier. But this really is one of our more popular supporting popular resources to support literacy in the classrooms. Like I said, it really just brings those storybooks to life, from space adventures to, courageous change makers and holiday tales, counting songs. You can really discover a whole new way to kind of, ignite a student's curiosity in reading. So really great channel and one of our more popular ones. And the instructional activities, like the one that I shared earlier, are all going to be in the next tab for every single book that we have available. Now, Cram Jams, you're going to love it or you're going to hate it, because it's just a series of really catchy, informative songs. They help kind of transform language and grammar into something that your classroom is just going to sing about. From learning about different idioms to, being able to identify, the settings of a story. They're educational animated music videos. They really just kind of make it super fun and unforgettable. I'm positive you're going to catch yourself singing a Cram Jam later on in the school day, because they really are that catchy. I'm going to play one really quickly so you can kind of get an idea.
Tap H to drop down your controls on the left. So you guys see where it says position 4440? As he moves around the world. So this is position 1. And right now, position 67. So I would simply write that down and then go back to
But really cute video. You know, it's definitely going to keep students engaged, and the closed captioning, of course, across the bottom, just help students along the way. So really, again, one of our more popular literacy focused channels that we have. And our Fables and Folk Tales channel, students really kind of just get to decipher themes and characters in those classic fables and folk tales. You know, different cultures, you know, they preserved stories of their history and their heroes in folk tales. And in most cultures, they were kind of, you know, transmitted orally. You know, sometimes they even had music or dance. And fables, you know, they're just simple characters. You know, most of the time they feature animals and they teach some kind of moral lesson. So folk tales, you know, and fables really kind of reflects the values of, the history of culture and what they were actually written in. So it's a really great way for students to learn about other cultures, you know, past and present. So really great channel that you can pull from. And then, of course, our ELA channel, our entire channel dedicated to English and language arts interactives. You kind of jump into the world of language arts with literacy. And there are tons of explorations, skill builders. You're able to pull from, you know, the different games and quizzes that focus on those ELA subject areas. So students are able to work on those competencies from, you know, digital literacy to grammar, reading, spelling, and just a whole lot more.
The golden age of AI refers to the time when AI is expected to be worth money. Select the button under your answer choice, and if he turns to his left,
and of course, our SOS Instructional Strategy channel. So this is where you're able to pull all those great instructional strategies that you know and love. The actual channel itself has every single activity for the SOS Instructional Strategy, a video if you just want to see and present it to the classroom on how to actually complete the SOS strategy. But there are, goodness, last time I checked, there were over 150 different SOS instructional strategies. So if you wanted to, you wouldn't even have to use the same one twice. There's a lot that you can pull from here. So definitely wanted to share that as well.
So the first thing we talked about was modifying the NPCs.
And really, that's all I had for you as far as from an overarching aspect, just to kind of give you a look at, again, the blanket search tools. So if you wanted to look at anything specifically, anything that you found, for example, the Cram Jams channel, to save from the blanket search, you can of course save that to your content, add to your quick lists, and if you add it to your channels, it's going to live right on your homepage. Just wanted to give you a quick look at how to do that as well.
Is there a way I can like access like what you were clicking on just then, like that had all
The
those
studio board.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Is there a way
Yes.
I can see that?
I'm going to share this with you. I'll drop actually a link for it in the chat.
Okay. Perfect.
So that you can save a copy of it and make it your own.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course. Let me know if for some reason that doesn't open up for you.
Unlike the NPC, when you put down a button, what you're using is something called a command block. And those command blocks are hidden.
When I open it, does it automatically make me a copy or should I make my own copy?
No, to make a copy, essentially, you're just going to click the copy button. So you'll copy the slideshow. It'll add it to your dashboard. So I'm just going to make another copy now. And you'll see a draft. And here's where you're able to edit anything inside the studio board itself. So I'm going to click on the button for it. Or you can open up each different slide in the studio board. So I'm going to go ahead and jump here. So if I wanted to replace this, of course, I can duplicate it, change the position, delete it altogether. So that's how you're able to really kind of adjust anything inside a studio board.
So when I made a copy of it, it said like user does not have permission to view this. Oh, never mind. It worked, I think. I open it.
Once you make a copy of it, it'll live in your content. So you've got to go to your content or your studio feature, and that's where it's going to live.
Okay, and then
So just for example.
Yes.
I just want to make sure before.
Yes.
So if
I
I don't want to
Studio
edit
tool.
stuff, I just want to click on the little links.
If you go to the little hamburger navigation button and click on the studio, so these are going to be
Yeah,
copies of the
I'm over there. I'm in that, and then I clicked on it, and then when I'm in here, when I like click like phonemic awareness on the second slide, it just gives me like an edit button. I want to like
yes. So if you want to, so what you have to do is you have to share it, and that publishes it essentially. So this is a draft. So this is exactly what you're looking at now. I'm just going to click the share button.
okay.
Just hit share, and then now it's a live studio board, and now I can click on all the buttons. Everything works from the channels to the individual resources.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Of course, you're very welcome.
And then I don't remember exactly what it was.
All right. Well, that's all I had for you today. So I'm really glad that you were able to spend some time with me to kind of take a look at some of the different literacy resources that we have within the Discovery Education experience. And were there any other questions, anything that you'd like to see that I can kind of highlight for you while we still have a few minutes? If not, I will gladly give you back some of your time in between courses today.
Scrolling around trying to figure out what blocks are on the floor, but I'm going to give you another tip. Go ahead and close out your inventory, Jeremy.
All right. Well, we don't have any questions, no hands raised. So Patrick, I'll pass it over to you. If you need anything, you have my contact information. You can definitely reach out to me at any time. Feel free. I am typically available.
All right. If there's nothing else, I will go ahead and close down the recording. And we thank you guys for attending the session. Chris, I think this was a great session. And thanks again for presenting.
Absolutely. I'll see. Hopefully, I'll see some of you in the ELL presentation. I think in about 10 minutes or so. But I'll be here all day, folks.
Fantastic.